Hello, Master. This is Ura. Today I'm going to be explaining to you excitingly the factor theorem using the method of the long division. Using the method of the long division, not the trial and error method that we did in the previous video, that you need to think of a number that if you fix it in the polynomial, you get a 0. That means that number is a factor, and you keep doing it like that till you get the entire factor. But this time around, what we are going to be doing is this. We are going to get just the first factor. Whatever we get as the first factor, we use that first factor to divide the entire polynomial, and when we get our quotient, we factorize our quotient further to get the entire answer, and we are done with it. So let's first of all get the first factor. So please, for those of you that are not subscribed to my channel, I'm saying please click on that subscription button for you to get great content like this and more. So let's get to it. Thank you. So I want to fix 1 into the expression. Let's see what we're going to get. So f of 1 is now equal to what? Open bracket 1 raised to the power of 3 minus 7 open bracket 1 plus 14 open bracket 1 minus what? 8. Okay. Now 1 raised to the power of 3 is what? Is 1 minus, this is a square here. 1 square is what? 1 multiplied by this is 7. Plus 1 times 14 is 14 minus 8. So 1 minus 7 is what? Minus 6 plus 14 is what? 8. And 8 minus 8 is what? 0. So we can see that what? F of 1 is a factor. So we now have our f of 1, which is what? X minus what? 1. So thank you very much. So we are going to be using this to divide the entire polynomial. So I need you to remain calm to see how I will do the division. So we'll draw a line like this and roll another line like this. So our quotient is going to be up here, our divisor is going to be here, which is, this is our divisor. So I'll write x minus 1, which is our divisor, and our dividend, which is the entire polynomial, is x raised to the power of 3 minus what? 7x raised to the power of 2 plus what? 14x minus 8. So we have x raised to the power of 3 minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 8. So this is going to take the same method, just like the long division process that you do in your... Now, x cubed divide this x. This is x raised to the power of 3. X raised to the power of 3 divides x here. We have x raised to the power of 2. Now, x raised to the power of 2 multiplies this x. We also have what? X raised to the power of 3. Now, same x raised to the power of 2 multiplies minus 1. We have what? Minus x raised to the power of 2. So we roll a line here like this. And we'll put our what? Imaginary what? Minus sign here. X cubed minus s cubed is what? 0. I'm not going to put a 0. I'll just put a dot there. Now, minus 7x squared minus s cubed. Now, minus times minus is what? Plus. So finally, we have minus 7x squared plus x squared is what? Minus 6x squared. So I'll bring down what? My plus what? 14x. I'll bring down what? My what? Minus 8. Good. Now, same method. Minus 6x squared divides this x. I have what? Minus 6x. Minus 6x multiplies this 6x. I have what? Minus 6x squared. Okay? Now, minus 6x multiplied by minus 1. Minus times minus is what? Plus. Minus times minus is plus. So I have a mark plus what? Plus 6x. Plus 6x. So I'll rule a line here like this and put my imaginary minus sign here. So minus 6x squared minus 6x squared. So minus times minus is what? Plus. So minus 6x squared minus plus 6x squared. So this goes as what? 0. So we have what? 14x minus 6x is what? We have 8x. We bring down our what? Minus 8. Good. Also, if we divide this what? 8x divided by x, we have what? Plus 8. So plus our 8 here, right? So, and if you multiply it again, 8 multiplied by x is what? 8x. Also, 8 multiplied by minus 1 is what? Minus 8. So, if you can see this particular expression very well, put a minus sign here. 8 minus 8 is what? 0. Put a dot here. Also, this is what? 0. So, we now finally have that what? This is our quotient. This is our quotient. So, I am going to what? Put a line here like this to factorize the quotient. So we are going to factorize this particular quotient. So we now finally have that the polynomial is what? F of x, which is equal to, now is the first factor is what? X minus 1, and the second factor, which is what the quotient up here, is what? S squared minus 6x plus 8, close bracket. So we have x minus 1, x squared minus 6x plus what? 8. So we need to factorize this expression. So I have what? F of x to be equal to. So I'm going to be bringing them gradually one like this. So what is the factorization here? Now, this is 8 and this is 6. So what are the numbers that we need to multiply together that will give us what? 8. And if we add the same numbers, we get what? 6. It's just basically what? 2 and what? 4, right? Very good. But in this case, we have a minus sign. So that means we have a minus 2 and a minus what? 4. So that minus 2 multiplied by minus 4 is what? Plus 8. Because minus times minus is what? Plus. So we have x squared minus what? 2x minus what? 4x plus what? 8. Exactly. So this is now what? X minus what? 1. I'm just bringing this together for us to know that yes, this is also part of the factors of this. Okay, so if we factor this and factor that, now we now have that what? And finally we have x minus what? 2 in a bracket and x minus what? 4 in a bracket. So this is the factor of the expression. That is the factor of what? The expression. So the first thing is, I started by what? You pick a particular number and you fix that number into what? The polynomial. So if you get a 0, so that number x minus that particular number is the first factor. So use the first factor to what? Divide the polynomial. So the division process I want to explain again. I said you have x here, this x cube here. X cube divides what? X here, gives you what? 2. X raised to the power of 2. Now x raised to the power of 2 multiplies x again, gives you what? X raised to the power of 3. Also, x raised to the power of 2 multiplies minus this, gives you what? This. Alright, so there's an imaginary minus sign here. Most times they don't write it. Most people don't write it, but I prefer writing it for clarity purpose. So x cubed minus x cubed is 0, so I put a dot here. Also, 7x squared, this is a minus sign, minus 7x squared minus this. Minus times this particular minus is what? Plus. So we have x minus 7x cubed plus x squared. So gives us what? Minus 6x squared. Also, you bring down your what? Plus 14x. Bring down your what? Minus 8. Also, now you divide this also, minus 6x squared divided by what? X gives you what? 6x. So gives you minus 6x. So minus 6x multiplied by this x again gives you what? Minus 6x squared. So minus 6 multiplied by what? Minus 1 gives you what? Plus 6, right? So if you add this one, you get a 0. If you add this, if you subtract it, because there's a minus here, this minus this is what? 8. You bring down your 8. And if you divide again, finally, by x, you have what? A plus sign. And this is it. You finally get what?